Mighty Dino Fans, LBT75 here. So last time I did a part 1 video of my reaction of Animat's video of Ice Age characters worse than the babies part 1. But now we're going to go where I continued on part 2. So before this video begins, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for following me and doing some nice comments and throwing me all those nice stuff and all that stuff.
As you could tell, most of these characters will be from either Continental Drift or Collision Course, since those are the films that really set Ice Age off the rails as a franchise, and the ones that even made the crew at Blue Sky Studios feel sick and tired of all these movies.
What?
In fact, one of the biggest problems with this film series is that they don't remove characters. They just keep adding on with every film they make. And by the time the 5th movie came out, that's when there are just way too many comic reliefs to handle, and any more would make you feel like your head is going to burst.
Jesus.
That is essentially what happened when the film introduced the Shangri-Llama, the head honcho of Geotopia, whose purpose is to find the one type of gag that hasn't been covered by everyone else.
What?
Everybody's got their own style of comedy to go with their personality, so the only thing the llama can do is using yoga as an excuse to make funny poses.
Gross.
Caterpillar! Funky chicken, bouncing Betty, mashed potato!
Hey, this is kinda easy!
Downward dog!
Ah, yes, the downward dog. And how fitting that Collision Course was released in 2016, since that seemed to be the favorite position for animated films during that year.
And that movie
Listen,
too.
it's already enough that we had to deal with all these recurring clowns. This llama's contribution of twisting himself is no help at all.
Thank you so much, doofus!
Does that llama even exist in some parts? I don't know. Next.
Now, I've already covered the other girlfriends whom, despite not fully hateable themselves, it's their purpose that makes them frustrating.
What?
But, at the very least, they don't drag down the characters to make them worse than they were before.
Smoking hot and sexy.
However, there was one that did.
Sloth.
Right in the middle of the franchise in Dawn of the Dinosaurs.
What's so bad about Scrat's friend? Or in this case, Scratte. Actually, she wasn't Scrat's girlfriend. Scratte wasn't Scrat's girlfriend, Animat. No offense. I think you do get some things wrong, I guess, but we see Scrat and Scratte fighting the acorn throughout the 3rd film, and to be totally honest, that's kind of a mixed, and I'm just gonna skip over it.
'Cause this is a big one.
What?
And when I say big, I mean one of the movie's most recognizable characters. It's Sid.
What?
Now, I know, there are many people out there who really like Sid, and he can have some really funny moments in the 1st film. Which is exactly why this is not really what you think.
Nope.
I'm not counting Sid in general, but rather, Sid after the 1st film. Yes, being the optimistic, empty-headed comic relief was fun in the original, especially when hanging out with Manny and Diego, who could barely stand him. But when he has to pull off that same shtick in every movie by acting like an idiot again and again and again and again, along with interacting with other characters that can be as clueless as him, that whole bit gets old real quick. In fact, it gets so bad that he becomes a virus where some characters he plays around with end up becoming as hateable. It's kind of funny how there's this smooth transition on how people would feel about Sid when watching all the films. They would go from laughing at Manny when he hangs around with Sid to feeling exactly like Manny when he hangs around with Sid.
You gotta make a
Wow! My wish came true!
At least Animat got some point.
Mine too.
If you've seen all the movies, then you know that Manny goes through many of the main steps in life with a partner. He falls in love, he has a kid named Peaches, she grows up, and then has to learn to let her go when she found love. In the 4th film, they established this shy little hedgehog who was Peach's longtime friend to be her potential lover, but I guess he's forever in the friend zone, and now she's engaged to some weird guy named Julian.
Ah, Julian.
Oh, hey, bro, Dad.
Oh, get this character out of my face! I hate Julian! Get him out! FBI, can you please do the FBI open up to Julian?
FBI, open up!
There, that's better. Julian. I freaking despise this character. Why the hell did this character need to exist in the Ice Age movie? Like, what the hell? Is he some sort of comedy, or is he taking over Sid's job or Crash and Eddie's job? Which one?
Here to rock out. Ba-boom, 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 boom, boom.
Oh boy, this Julian fellow. How to describe this guy? I'll turn him into a mammoth and you pretty much got Julian.
Jesus
Well, not
Christ.
prominently featured in the movie, thank the Lord Scrat, but every time he opens his mouth and talks to Manny, his dialogue always sounds like, "Hey, what's happening, dude? I'm totally boning your daughter. High five, bro!" You'd think it's enough for Manny to deal with Sid's stupidity alone, but now with Julian in the mix when he'll become his son-in-law, I just can't help but feel sorry for the guy. Then at least end it for Manny just so he could have a break from being surrounded by idiots.
I can feel your heart beating.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Back in the Ice Age sequels, aside from Sid, but does he deserve that much of hate? Sid is great, even in the third movie, except that it's the fact that he stole some dino eggs, which is not a good thing to do, and it's possible that you should not steal anything from an animal's home. Just leave it alone and just ignore it. Ignore it like it disappeared in thin air. You shouldn't do this in reality at all. But he's just Sid from the Ice Age movies, even in the mobile games. But other than that, that's just my part 2. I'm gonna go to part 3, and right after part 3, I'm gonna do a reaction to Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous teaser trailer, because that teaser trailer looks incredible. I'm just gonna show my reaction video right after part 3. So stay tuned for that, Mighty Dino Fans.